Sorry for the last week. I was away for the business trips, but now I'm back in at home. I'm now in Europe, and I want to talk about the Syria and what's going on in Syria. Now, as you know, the Assad regime has finished. I can officially say that. I thought that. I mean, I am very also. Yeah, I am from my, as a evaluation of my prediction. I thought that the Assad regime will finish. So this is check. I thought that it will be done before 2030s, let's say, at most. Done, but not done fully, because I didn't anticipate that it will be done within at least this year. I was thinking more, I was 27, 28, and later on, to be honest. But this has taken place more than supposed to be, faster. And why, like an apple, the cell of the apples are the borders of a country, and when the cells start rotten and inside the apple or the fruit gets rotten, and this is how the Syrian regime has collapsed. As you see, the HST group, which is backed by Turkey, has gone by using M4. They have gone to Aleppo and then Homs. Now they are before, let's say, Damascus, and from the northern side also the Durzis are coming up. That shows that there is a big agreement already taken place, while you think that YPG, with the PKK, the terrorist groups to Turkey, also they do not move that much. So once you have started thinking about all these scenarios, you see that the Americans, the Turks, and the Russians have come to an agreement. Now you see that in Tarsus there is a Russian navy, and nobody is touching that. HST is not touching that. Any other terrorist group is not touching that. This and that. So, which means that Russian and Turkey and Americans have come to the agreement that one, the Syrian regime will end. Two, the supply cut. The supply route from Iran to Lebanon and Lebanon to Iran backwards will be cut, which means that they will enable Israel to control Lebanon more effectively by degrading the Hezbollah, which means that Israel is doomed to expand its land territory within 2030s. That's a check. It's almost now granted. I mean, a fool cannot understand all, in my eyes, to be honest. Now, when it comes to Turkey, Turkey is going to also have an influence now in the region. The old, let's say, Syria will be divided. And if I'm not wrong, the HST might have a country or a territory which might demand to annex by Turkey, or they might ask Turkey to annex, let's say, their part peacefully by the elections, which Turkey would do that, like in Hatay. And that is, I will say, a most likely scenario in my eyes. Now, for Americans, since it's going to be a guarantee for the Israel, and Israel, Turkey, America have an understanding about this. Now, the big question in future is what will be the relation between the Americans and Turkey when it comes to the YPG or the Kurdish terrorist groups. This is just for the moment to have a secure on Israel, and everybody has the benefit. So everybody seems to say yes. But it doesn't mean that this is going to, once the lands are going to be annexed by Turkey and so on and so forth, the question will come, what will happen with YPG or YPG, and what will happen with PKK, what will happen with the Kurdistan over there in Iraq. Because after Syria, it is not a question even what is the next stop, it will be Iraq. So Iraq will be also now divided. And from now on, we will go more in Iraq to cover up. For Turkey, this means more land, if this is going to be annexed, and land means agriculture. Also, land means here is a little bit about oil reserves, which means that, it will be good for the economy, at least for 5 to 10 million people will be added into the population directly. And which means that, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever, but this is the result. Turkey is going to expand, have more influence, not only in the region, but also globally a little bit more. It will increase its region impact. So that is okay. We do understand that part. But the most important question is what will be the later on the relations between the PKK, YPG, and Turkey. That I fear that it will not be that much, because it's inevitable that the HST and the YPG is going to have, they're going to clash somehow. That's for sure. And if anybody is thinking that YPG is not attending this because they don't have a power to do or to collapse the Syrian regime, is wrong. They have been supported by Americans, so they have the heavy artillery and all these equipments, military equipments. They chose not to, because without loss of any manpower or resources, equipment resources, they choose to increase their land by doing nothing. So that's, to be honest, and wonderful news for them, because they are just going to expand their land to the south by doing nothing and watching and just advancing. That's what now they are doing. But it is inevitable that the HST is going to turn their eyes onto the northern of Syria, between Syria and Turkish, and then they will go to the land of, to the border of Iraq, more to the east, and we will see what will happen there. That's the story. And, I assume that there will be a Kurdish region there. There will be a Arabic region and Alawi region. The Alawi region will be more controlled by Russians, which is Tarsus and Lasky and so on and so forth. This HST region will be more about, I will call, will be annexed by Turkey, I think, in future. And the Kurdish state will remain as, I will say, they call it Northern Kurdistan, and they will wait for the Iraqi Kurdistan to merge with. Despite the fact they have some disputes now between two, but they will solve these problems. No problem at the end for them. They are from the same cloth at the end of the day. So the issue is really when, but I think before 2030s we will see more now disruption in Iraq and the Iraq economy. And I think Iraq will be divided into 2 to 3. So the problem is what Turkey is going to do with this. Now that's the real question. From now on up until 2030s, we will see more, I will say, Turkish inclusion or disruption or foothold in Iraq. It has to be done because the security is utmost to Turkey. And we will see more, I think, clash between Turkey's backed groups and with PKK, YPG, and others. If this comes with even Iraqi Kurdistan, with no hesitation. For Americans, the best scenario is to ask Iraq to get annexed by Turkey under the assumption that there will be a federation, like a state, like United States. I call it United States of Anatolian nations and Turkey, or something like that, with a bigger name. But Turkish people will not ask for it at all. That I can say you by heart, and because everybody will know that this is going to be a part of the division in future. Nobody will buy this scenario in Turkey. That's almost guaranteed. Everybody knows that's not going to be the end of this story. So the real story is really what will happen with Turks and PKK, YPG, and others like Iraqi Kurdistan. Let's see. But by doing HTC from northern to Damascus, there is one thing happened also. The sea connection to Kurdistan, or this part of the Kurdistan, has now been cut. That's also something that nobody should have missed. That's not going to be easy. So their only connection is still Turkey, or from Red Sea, or air at this moment, and all can be controlled and also watched by Turkey easily at this moment, other than the southern part, which is the Arab Gulf Sea. Let's see what will happen, but we will keep you informed, and have a nice day. But I am glad to report that we know what will happen with Syria. It ends. We didn't know the right time. We think it's going to be after 27, 28 to before 2030s. Now that was wrong. It happened quickly. But also at the end, which now is not going to cover, but I need to say it, it's a bad news for China because Americans are very serious to finish the job in Middle East and focus in China. But that's another topic. Have a nice day. Bye.